guys, welcome to the Fun Tech YouTube channel. This is your host, Fern. Some of you guys are watching this on Facebook or other social media platforms, so I welcome you as well. Today I just want to talk about 5 tips on how to stay safe online. With the world changing in the ways of how, the pandemic has changed our society, there's also been a massive increase in cyber attacks. So I just want to inform you guys on how to stay safe online and the best practices of doing so. Number 1 is using a one-time passcode authenticator, also known as OTP auth or 2FA, two-factor authentication. It is super important and super imperative that you guys have two-factor authentication enabled on every single online account as much as you possibly can. Just to give you an example, there's certain websites that offer the ability for using app authentication, such as Facebook, Google, and Amazon. And you can download an Authenticator app. If you have an Apple device, you can use OTP auth. It's a free app in the App Store. And also on Android side, you could download an app like Agnes Authenticator or Agnes? Is it Agatha All Along? Sorry, I love WandaVision. It's a great show. I just figured I'd throw that out there. But you could basically, I'll post links in the description below to where you could download these apps. But they are really good at protecting your information. So these apps, both for Android and iOS, they collect very little, if not no user information at all. It's just merely an authenticator app, does what it's supposed to do. Now, you probably notice I have not mentioned about using Google Authenticator or Authy is because Google Authenticator, if you lost your phone in a lake, dropped it in the toilet, lost it somehow, or just the phone ended up crashing and you had to buy a new phone, then all your one-time passwords are gone. And then with Authy, the issue I have with it is, while it is a good service and I'm sure you guys would be okay with using it, it's cross-platform as well. Really the big issue with Authy that I found is that you still have to verify the online account with an SMS two-factor authentication. Again, I'm not saying two-factor authentication like SMS is bad, but what I'm saying is like, for example, it's better for you to have an SMS authentication than no authentication at all. So if you can, like with PlayStation as an example, they don't offer the ability as of right now to have app authentication. So in the meantime, use the SMS two-factor authentication. As long as it works, it'll end up keeping you safe online. But my recommendation is to use app authenticators like OTP auth and Agnes, whatever it's called. Second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is use a password manager. This is super important. Don't use the same password everywhere on other websites. That's where a password manager really helps. Now, I am not going to recommend you LastPass. I am also not going to recommend you 1Password. For iOS, use iCloud Keychain, and so this works for iOS and macOS. Use iCloud Keychain. It stores it encryptedly, and the passwords are complex enough where it's not the same password anywhere. And if you use an iOS device and a Mac and use Safari or other apps, then you can log in with ease. So iCloud Keychain is a no-brainer when it comes to that. For Windows and Android, I would recommend Bitwarden. And Bitwarden is a fairly out, I don't know if I would say it's a new service that's out, but it's been out for a little while. It's one of the more modern ones. It gives you the option of self-hosting. So you can use their cloud. It is encrypted, but they do have the option for self-hosting where you could choose your own cloud provider. Now, why wouldn't I recommend Chrome passwords? Because at least on Windows, they expose the passwords in a text file, and you don't want that. You can get your information compromised with that. The third thing is to not answer honestly on your security questions. And I know that may be difficult, when they ask you for your security questions, what's your favorite color, your name of your first pet, stuff like that. But I want you guys to understand, and this leads to the fourth thing that I'll mention, is limit what you say on social media, because that is a really big problem. Those things on Facebook that you'll find where they ask you to tell you a bit about yourself, like what's your favorite drink and what's your favorite pet, what's your pet's name. Those are questions that can be used in a social engineering attack. They're able to take that information that you post, and they could use that to, like when you hit forgot my password, they can go ahead and put that in for trying to reset your password. So that's really not a good idea. The other thing too, I would say, which is the fifth and final thing, is when, don't use public Wi-Fi. And if you do, use a VPN. This is not a sponsored video by any stretch, but you could use a VPN like Proton VPN or Windscribe VPN. They're both really good options. They'll keep your information encrypted and safe on transit when you're browsing the web, checking your email, stuff like that. And it's a really good service to utilize. I personally use Proton VPN and I enjoy it. I'll switch between Proton and Windscribe, but you can't go wrong with either or, both the free versions and the pro versions. But those are my 5 tips that I have for you guys for today. If you like this video, leave that like button, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching Fun Tech. We'll see you on the next episode.